Trends come and go in gaming, which can also apply to gameplay mechanics. Some things that were dominant years ago may not be as popular today. That's not always bad though. It also means that certain shady practices are less common now, if not extinct. Let's look at 10 things that games rarely do nowadays, and why. QuickTime events. There was a time when QuickTime events, or QTEs, were in nearly everything. What was it about hitting the right button at the right time that felt so exhilarating? Maybe it was the minimal effort to do cool things. But entire franchises leaned on them, from shooters and cinematic adventures to hack-and-slash titles. Nowadays, however, they're rare, most likely due to oversaturation. Like a Dragon Ishin has them for certain attacks and climatic battles, but it is a remake of a 2014 title. While they won't go away entirely, who knows, with the next Dark Pictures anthology title, QTEs aren't as favored as direct control over gameplay scenarios. Split-screen multiplayer. At one point, many years ago, 343 Industries promised that split-screen multiplayer would be available in the next Halo, after failing to include it in Halo 5 Guardians to much criticism. When Halo Infinite rolled around and didn't have split-screen co-op at launch, then eventually cancelled it, the backlash was immense. The popularity of the feature is always up for debate. Perhaps it's too difficult to add, especially when some titles, like Arcane Studios' Redfall, are more focused on online multiplayer and struggle to implement 60 frames per second on consoles at launch. Maybe it's not used enough to justify the resources, but at least some titles do bother to add it in. Cheat codes. Once upon a time, cheat codes were something you could input into a game for bonuses like unlimited ammo, continues, health, and so on. They're still somewhat present, but rarely, as seen in Rage 2 or Red Dead Redemption 2. It's not even like most game companies have gone with the approach of making them purchasable with real money. Cheat codes aren't entirely dead though. Leaving aside mods made by fans or console commands, some developers like Capcom implement them in games like Resident Evil 2 Remake as powerful weapons that unlock under specific conditions. Want a rocket launcher with unlimited ammo? Beat the game, start over in New Game Plus, and buy it with enough money. It's not the same thing, but it's better than nothing. Passwords. Separate from cheat codes are passwords, which were used once upon a time by Capcom to resume progress in the Mega Man and Mega Man X series. Blame the lack of save options, but if you were renting a game with a manual, sometimes there would be helpful passwords for saves that featured significant progress and unlocks. It was a magical time. Alas, that's no longer the case for obvious reasons. Passwords aren't necessary when save data is a thing. However, there are some niche examples. The Wall of Wishes in Destiny 2's Last Wish raid is reminiscent of this and provides some neat effects or teleports you to later encounters. Map packs. Before live service became a thing, companies released DLC for their competitive shooters in good old-fashioned map packs. Titanfall, Halo 2 to 4, and Reach, Halo Wars, the list goes on. You paid X amount of money and received a handful of new maps. Some were meatier than others. The Halo 2 Maptacular Pack added 5 new maps for $11.99, while Titanfalls offered 3 maps each. Of course, over time, multiple issues, like splitting the player base, longer queue times due to only certain people owning the map packs, and the rise of free-to-play games saw map packs phased out entirely. With free-to-play games changing their maps and introducing new ones regularly, traditional map packs may be gone for good. Single-player DLC.
Quarters shouldn't be far. Can't be good.
Yes, Horizon Forbidden West just had a sizable expansion with Burning Shores, and Ghost of Tsushima received Iki Island in 2021. However, these games are the exception rather than the rule. Live service is only part of the equation. As Bloomberg's Jason Schreier reported in 2018, single-player DLC doesn't sell well. Free-to-play games like Genshin Impact adding massive content updates every few months also doesn't help. DLC with story content isn't completely dead though. Phantom Liberty is coming up for Cyberpunk 2077, which already has the biggest budget for a CD Projekt Red expansion yet, and Elden Ring is getting Shadow of the Erd Tree. Citizen Sleeper also recently completed its trilogy of free DLC episodes, delivering a compelling post-game story for fans. paid save slots. Of course, there are also things games have stopped doing simply due to how ridiculous it is. Metal Gear Survive, Konami's disastrous survival spin-off of the series, offered one character slot in the early going. If you wanted more, you had to pay $10 each. Even MMOs like World of Warcraft, which have excessive monetization, on top of their monthly subscription and paid expansions, offered 50 character slots for years, and recently increased it to 60 for free. Needless to say, this feature died a quick death at the hands of Konami. Loot boxes. More infamous are loot boxes, popularized by Overwatch and quickly added to several other titles. While they were cosmetic in the hero shooter, other games like Middle-earth: Shadow of War threw weapons and orc followers into them. Thanks to legislation fears, several games have scaled back or outright removed loot boxes. Even Overwatch 2 has ditched the system in favor of battle passes and a premium store. Hidden playable characters. Back in the day, finishing a game or completing certain conditions could unlock a secret playable character that changed the experience in numerous ways. Secret characters haven't fallen completely by the wayside. Nowadays, fighting games like Dragon Ball FighterZ offers characters like Android 21 and Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. You also have the bizarro superstars that cropped up in WWE 2K23 like Super Cena or Jean-Paul Levesque, aka the less interesting Triple H. However, it's common to have additional characters rolled through gacha or purchased separately as DLC, with the former proving exceptionally lucrative for some titles. Minigames and bonus levels. If you've played Like a Dragon Ishin or even Yakuza Like a Dragon, you'll notice the sheer number of minigames existing just for the sake of fun. You don't need to put a heavy chunk of time into another life or Dragon Kart, but they're fun little distractions that add to the overall experience. The Like a Dragon series has become synonymous with such minigames and activities. Open-world games like Far Cry also have their share of minigames, but not every game goes the extra mile. Minigame-centric properties like Mario Party are an entirely different matter. The same goes for bonus levels, though they'll still pop up occasionally, like with Sonic Mania's special stage or secret levels. That's all for now. If you enjoy what you saw, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, now is a great time to subscribe. We upload brand new videos every single day. After subscribing, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time, right here on GamingBolt.